Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. Now, in this video, I want to talk to you guys about Kajabi and can you actually and naturally grow on Kajabi. So when I say grow, I mean SEO, getting found on Google, building an audience, all that really important stuff. If you don't know what Kajabi is basically an LMS, but it allows you to teach and sell your knowledge. So if you are an expert in a certain industry, if you're looking just for an organized way to distribute your knowledge, it's a phenomenal platform. In this specific study, I haven't moved a website over from a different platform over to Kajabi, so keep that in mind. That is something that not too many people are going through, but there are definitely a lot of people. I just haven't done it myself, but I want to show you guys the results that I've had so far building my website on Kajabi. What I've done, I will tell you right off the bat that I am an SEO expert. I do have a whole business that this is literally what we do for people, and this is not a pitch. I just want to let you know that we probably have a little bit more knowledge than your average person and some tools that may or may not be accessible to help us do this. But this is what we've produced. This is what we've done over the last just under about a year. Now, I've had my Kajabi website for about a year and a half. I had a major problem with it. And I say major 3 times because I couldn't figure it out. I had to actually get on support with them. And there was something with the domain and Cloudflare interacting with Kajabi. Now, if you're on Kajabi, this all makes sense to you. If you're not on Kajabi, listen, because you may see, and if you're considering this platform, might be something you want to know about. That way you can expedite your results. So let's jump over to my computer here, and we're going to go take a look. So this is my personal website, harrisonbarron.com. I do offer some free sales navigator training. Think about doing some other stuff as well down the road. But really, this, it's just, look, this is all good text for Google to see. But essentially, the core of this, and really where the magic happens, is over on my blog page. So I have 242 blogs on my website, and they all typically talk about podcasting and LinkedIn, 2 things that I predominantly do and have done a lot of in my past. But essentially what you want to look at is really how much content are you producing. So when you're doing SEO and things like that, number one most important thing is good content ranks. There's no questions about that. It's pretty much industry standard. Even if you don't know anything about SEO or anything like that, just know that good content will get you clicks. Now, there's also competition in that area and stuff like that, but if you write a really good article that's better than anybody else's article out there on the internet in a specific area, chances are pretty good that if it's really that much better, Google's eventually going to bring it to the top of Google. Google doesn't want to hide people's websites and things like that, and every once in a while you see, if you have access to SEO tools, you'll be able to see like, hey, this is a newish website and they're ranking number 1, 2, or 3 on Google, as opposed to these, giant websites that have been there for years and years and years that aren't, because their stuff isn't as updated. So back over my computer here, that's why it's so important. And if you guys are curious to know what my backend looks like, this is what my backend looks like. I have a lot of content. If you could go all the way back, we can sort this by date, but you'll see that I produce a lot of content. Now, full disclosure, there's no way that I could write all this content. I have a team of writers that I work with that help me write a lot of my content. I will typically either make a video or I will send them a personal, voice recording of what I want and stuff like that, and they'll help me write it, because there's just no way. You have 2019 all the way in there, up to February 27th, which is when my most recent blog was released. Now, full disclosure, it is also March 5th, which means it's been a couple days since I've had my latest blog post, and I'm slowly winding that down to give my content some time to get out there, and I'm starting to add some more stuff myself, and between that and my 120 videos in 120 days, a little strapped on time. But if we come over here, this is Kajabi. This is the back end of Kajabi. I don't particularly love their analytics. I'm not going to show you that kind of stuff because there is finances on there. But I just wanted to show you guys that, yes, I do actively participate in this. Now, if you want to rank at all, I'm going to give you one little bonus tip. Make sure that you have your page title and your page description filled out. If you don't, you are setting yourself up for failure right off the bat. You could have the best article. You could have the cure for cancer. Google will never show it out to anybody if there's no page title or no page description. But let's look at the results. So this is the results of my website, and this is over the last 3 months. Now, they're not earth-shattering results, but I will say in April of 2020, right at the end, the major issue that I had was resolved. So I had to get on the support with Kajabi, something with Cloudflare, and something with Kajabi. They just weren't lining up right. Wasn't anything I could do on my end. I needed their system and their team to look into the back end of it. And then eventually it was resolved. So in theory, considering that was completely broken and Google really didn't show up my website to anybody, I would put this website at less than a year old. So it's probably about 10 or 11 months now going on to that. It was at the end of April, so really May, right, is when we're looking. So let's scroll out to, let's go 16 months. This is what it looked like, right? So I had a major issue until April 22nd, I think it was resolved. And if you actually look, you start seeing clicks come in right on April 22nd here. So that's good. That means the issue is fixed. And if you look at this is all Google Sandbox area. This is, this major SEO issue and ultimately DNS issue that was causing this whole problem. So if we actually go back to 12 months, this is realistically what I think that you can expect growing on Kajabi. Now, this is really only if you're producing content on a regular basis. But after that was resolved, right, it took Google a little while to actually trust me. And I don't necessarily consider that the time before this as sandbox, because Google didn't trust me at all. Google, so much so, wouldn't even really show my stuff out. And if you actually look at the impressions beforehand, I mean, I was getting 2 impressions, 3 impressions. That's something we see with a website that has a major issue. And that was my key determining factor of like, hey, there's something really wrong with this, and not so much that my tools can't pick it up. It's, I know that there's something wrong. So after that was resolved, immediately started getting more clicks. And, you could also start to see that, there's a little bit more impressions going on. Now, it's not a ground shaking amount. It's, a couple impressions. And then we sat in the sandbox. That's really when we first entered the sandbox. And this is something more typical that we see. We built 150 websites last year. This is something we see more often when we launch a new website and they're just starting to get in the algorithm, but Google still doesn't trust them. That early sandbox to middle sandbox stage. Where you have April 22nd, right, going, and then finally somewhere right in, I think this is August, if it's going to give me a date here. Yeah, August. August is really when it started to move in the right direction. So, if you figure end of April, so May, June, July, August, that's 4 months of sitting in limbo waiting for Google to send me traffic. And that was tough. That was a long waiting period and things like that. But now that we're out of that sandbox, if I remove the clicks, and in theory, clicks should move with your impressions, which they are here, right? And as the impressions were lower and now they're higher, so we're getting more clicks. Now it's moving in the right direction. So that is, the best way that I could possibly show somebody, there it is, March 3rd, right? So that was 2 days ago. This is the best way that I can show somebody, hey, is it possible to get organic traffic from Google on your Kajabi website? I would say the answer is yes. I don't think it's all that difficult. I think that if you're starting a new website, going down the Kajabi route to build your audience is probably the most expensive thing. I would actually venture to recommend either starting a Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, or something like that, building a ton of content over there so you can only pay $20 a month as opposed to $150 a month. And then when you have a lot of clicks coming in and stuff like that and you want to move over. Or when you're getting a ton of traffic, you can then say, hey, you know what? I'm going to migrate or I'm going to start Kajabi and use it as a subdomain. So maybe it's blog.kajabi.com or it's learn.yourdomain.com, right? Something like that. I've seen plenty of other people migrate their stuff over. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of success with it. I've seen some people fail with it. I don't know. I haven't dug too much into the reasons why. Some people, they're upset because they might have messed something up. There is a lot of responsibility when you're moving a ton of content. And if you have an active blog or something like that and you're migrating that over to Kajabi, if you mess something up, it could cause some problems. But essentially, these are the results, right? It's growing pretty steadily. And to give you an idea of how much money this is actually saving me, now I don't want to disclose how much money I've spent on my website. It's a lot of money. If I had to actually pay for those clicks, the clicks that I'm typically going after are usually between $2 and $5 per click. So if you think about it, on the high end, I saved about $5,000 on ads if I were to spend money on those ads. The other cool part about that is this will work for the next 2 or 3 years. So we're still in the ramp up phase. This is, something that's going to take a little while. I will be making more of these updates because I think they are pretty cool. But to answer your question is, yeah, you could build a lot of traffic to your Kajabi website. Just know that it's going to be a bit more expensive. But other than that, from what I've seen writing, and I did write a lot of blogs, but having 243 blogs on my website, 242, sorry. That's proof that, hey, if you write good content, it's going to rank. And I have plenty of things in the top 10 on Google. I have plenty of things that rank number 1, number 2, all the way up to number 10 on Google. I mean, this is your list right here. So keep that in mind when you're doing this kind of stuff. It's definitely possible. If you're looking to use Kajabi or anything like that, I will leave a link down below. But if you're not sure and like, hey, I don't know if this is going to allow me to get traffic and things like that, I would venture to say yes. You just have to be willing to put in the work. If you don't put in the work and create good content, then no, it's not gonna. No website is ever gonna get traffic. You need to put in the work, build the content, and yes, you can absolutely get some traction on there and build a following on there. So my name is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. I hope this video helps. If you're interested in using Kajabi, definitely go check it out. It's gonna be in the description down below. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate of theirs, so if you do buy, it will help out the channel. But that's really it. That's how I make money. That's part of being an affiliate. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Hope this helps. I know a lot of people were curious to know if Kajabi can actually get you results, and yeah, I would say yeah. So good luck. I look forward to seeing it. And by the way, don't hesitate to leave if you found value in this or it's helped you resolve something. Leave a comment down below. I'm really curious to see who was struggling with this, or if this is something that was on the back of somebody else's mind. This is something that I thought about for a long time, and I actually couldn't find the answers to my question. That's why I'm making this video. I needed to make sure that it could actually be done. I didn't want to just make a video saying like, hey, you could go do it and it not actually be true. No, you can actually go do this. This is something that we've done here, and it continues to be a cool case study, an expensive case study, but a cool case study. And it's a growing website. So super happy about that. Once again, my name is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, bye.